Nah, forget the intro. This is a code red because Steve from Minecraft just actually officially got announced for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's DLC. They said it couldn't and wouldn't ever happen, and yet, we have another sword fighter in Smash. All jokes aside, the man, the myth, the legend, Minecraft Steve has been officially added to Super Smash Bros. Along with Alex, a zombie, and an Enderman. Even though he's looking more like an Ender kid, I'm not gonna lie. As I'm sure you were all able to predict, the reactions for Steve being added into the game were, mixed to say the least.
Steve? Oh no! No way! Is it Mike? No!
Oh! What is that? No, he kicked me!
A creeper? Oh my god!
Oh!
Minecraft? Are you joking?
Wait, it's not
joking?
gonna be Steve. Oh my god. It is Steve!
God.
We talked about this in our older video.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so funny, dude.
Minecraft Steve! It's Minecraft Steve! It's actually Minecraft Steve! But whether we like it or not, Steven is now in Smash Bros. So what does this mean for the rest of the Fighters Pass? Well, before we get into that, I personally want to look more at Steve and see how he works in terms of gameplay. Last time I checked though, my name isn't Game Explained, so I'm not going to break down every single frame of the trailer in an attempt to give you all the information that we'll just end up getting in a few days anyway. But I do want to point out some things that I thought were interesting in the trailer, along with what I think his moveset is if we can account for all the moves. But before we get into that, I just want to ask if people are really surprised at this point. Obviously in the Brawl and Smash 4 days, claiming that Steve was being added into the game was classified as literal blasphemy, but with the characters being added to Ultimate breaking expectation after expectation, it was honestly only a matter of time before Steve and his pickaxe came swinging into Smash. Not only is Minecraft literally the best-selling game of all time, but it was also finally added onto the Switch a while back, marking the first time you were ever able to play Minecraft on a Nintendo console. Well, legally. So anyway, before we get into how Steve's addition to Smash Bros may affect the future of the Smash Fighters Pass DLC, I think we should take a look at the trailer and see if we can find any valuable information. So one of the more obvious things in the trailer that I actually thought was really cool were the Enderman and Zombie alternate costumes. I always assumed they would add Alex as an alternate costume if they ever added Steve, but the extra mob costumes is a really nice surprise. You can also see Tennis Steve and Scandinavian Steve, I guess, but the other two alternate costumes are still a mystery as far as I'm aware. In terms of Steve's moveset though, obviously I can't predict exactly what each and every attack shown on screen is, but I can give it a shot at least. Down smash looks like it's the lava bucket thing, which is a cool idea actually. His forward smash is the sword move, and unfortunately confirms that Steve is yet another Marth clone. There was this fishing rod move that looks like Isabel's side B, but I think it's Steve's grab, because right after he uses it, a piston just shows up, and that seems like something that would be an up throw, but again, I can't guarantee anything. There's a couple more simple attacks, like Steve's Fair being an aerial sword attack, but his moveset starts to get really complicated the more you look at it. Like, somehow he can build multiple different types of blocks, mine stuff, craft things, and build TNT with a redstone trail leading to it. I can't possibly tell you everything about these moves, but my first instinctual reaction makes me think that Steve is going to seem really complicated at first, but somehow still be easier to play than both Terry and Shulk. What I can tell you though is Steve's up B is the Elytra from the game, and for all you non-Minecraft players out there, those are the... Wait, you've all definitely played Minecraft before. Also, you can see Steve and Alex going in minecarts, which I would assume is just them sprinting, but it could also be their side B or something, like how Wario has his bike. They also showed off the final smash in the trailer that features an abnormally large piston throwing the victim into a mob-infested area where they explode. And yeah, it's another cutscene final smash, but the cutscene is cool, so I don't mind watching it. Anyway, that was everything that I personally noticed that I thought was interesting, but speaking of things that I personally noticed, did you guys notice my hat? Because it has to do with today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by my merch. It's cheap, it's good, and there's sales on the website all the time, so you should cop something. Please. Anyway, before we get into the future of Smash Ultimate's second Fighters Pass, I want to take a closer look at Steve's moveset and make a guess as to how good he is. Obviously, there isn't enough information for me to be sure of anything, but it's always fun when videos you watch were wrong about something that happened after the video was uploaded, right? Wait, no. Honestly though, I think Steve is going to end up being A tier, roughly. Not just because DLC characters tend to be broken, but because Steve's arsenal is kinda ridiculous. In the 3 seconds of gameplay right here, you can actually see Alex somehow get Donkey Kong into her minecart and send it off stage. And I think we all know that's going to be every Twitter Smash clip for the first several weeks after Steve's release, and in the Day 1 Alpharad video. But in all seriousness, mechanics like these where you get to upgrade stuff in the game or get some kind of buff generally end up being really powerful, but even if it's not, you could tell that Steve is going to be good for other reasons too. Not only is his recovery obviously good enough to not worry about falling down holes, but looking at the couple of aerials that were shown, it looks like they all have decent range, which is a big deal. If you don't understand why that's a big deal, imagine if a character like Villager, who had a lot of gimmicks, had all of Lucina's aerials. Okay, well maybe that's a bad example, but what about if Hero had like any Fire Emblem character's aerials? Okay, not you, but you get the idea. His down smash also looks like it has really good range, and if the fishing pole is his grab, then we're looking at melee Marth levels of grab combos. Obviously, just the hitboxes aren't going to tell us much because his attacks could do very little damage, or he could just be extremely slow. But assuming he does average damage and doesn't have any major things holding him back, then I really do think Steve will be A tier at least. And don't even get me started on talking about the numerous ways the meta could evolve around these blocks that Steve can just place down wherever he pleases. But I think that's enough talking about a character that none of us have been able to play as, let alone see more than a few minutes of gameplay for. So, I think it's time to talk about how Steve's addition to Smash Bros. Could affect the future of Smash Bros. DLC. Never thought I'd say that. So while Twitter is having a meltdown, getting extremely angry at the people getting extremely angry about Steve, I've seen a few people mention that this could lead to characters like Fortnite Jonesy being added into the game. And while that is a genuine fear to have, I don't think it's rational. While for the people who don't like Minecraft, it may seem like Fortnite is the next step for DLC, but realistically, nobody wants that in the game. People everywhere have genuinely wanted Minecraft in the game for years. Wait, decades? Maybe. Either way, with Minecraft also being the #1 best-selling game in the world, I think it has significantly more credibility than Fortnite, though the Fall Guys beans might make for some good DLC. Nah, I'm just joking. The Among Us astronauts are more likely to be added. Though if they are gonna get added, we gotta put the Shovel Knight fans on suicide watch. But all jokes aside, I don't think that Minecraft Steve being added means there's going to be a continuous slippery slope of controversial characters being added also. And other than the 2 characters that Nintendo very obviously handpicked, I feel like the majority of newcomers in Smash Ultimate, DLC included, were based on the results of the fighter ballot from Smash 4. I remember when they said Bayonetta won, I was really surprised, so I assumed they would show the results of the poll for the runner-ups, but they never did. I honestly think that they added Bayonetta because they knew that she was heavily requested and then saved the results from the fighters ballot for Smash Ultimate. And while that may seem far-fetched, I mean, come on, look at the amount of fan-favorite newcomers that have been requested for years. Ridley, King K. Rool, Banjo-Kazooie, Joker, and now Minecraft Steve? Honestly, I think it's really fitting. But with Steve being a Microsoft rep, it makes it doubtful that Master Chief will be added to the game, but I mean, you never know. People were saying that only one of the 3 most requested Microsoft reps would be added, and we already have 2, so I mean, Nintendo's unpredictable, anything could happen. As far as future DLC predictions go though, I'm gonna guess some JRPG character will be added next, probably being either a Monster Hunter character or a new Xenoblade rep, but that's just a guess. I also think and really hope that Crash Bandicoot will be added in the Fighters Pass as well, but I feel like that timeline is just too good to be true. Some people have said they would prefer if Spyro was added, and that only one of them would be, but if that's the case, I'm gonna have to go with the homie Crash on this one, just because I've never even played a Spyro game. Stop commenting, stop commenting. Though Crash would probably be the 5th DLC fighter and not the 4th. The 4th would probably be either Dante from Devil May Cry, or maybe Rayman, or even Isaac from Golden Sun, but again, I think that might be too good to be true. I'm gonna go with the wild card here though, and predict that 2B from Nier Automata as the 4th DLC pick. For the 6th and final slot though, I think Nintendo is gonna have a banger, but there are a couple of different realistic scenarios. Either Nintendo goes ham and the last character is insane, or Nintendo announces the 5th and 6th fighter at the same time, and one of them is a handpicked Nintendo character, probably from Fire Emblem. If they choose to announce them both at the same time, with Nintendo handpicking one of the characters, I honestly think they would pick either Bandana D or some character representing a new release for the Switch at the time. But if they go with making the 6th and final character a big finale on purpose, then it could be literally anyone. It could be Geno, it could be Goku, it could even be Waluigi. I don't care if assist trophies in anime can't get into the game, Nintendo is known for doing whatever they want, whenever they want, wherever they please, and breaking one of those rules for the final DLC character in the final Smash Bros. Game would be a very Nintendo thing to do. So it seems like Steve shouldn't really affect the Smash Bros. DLC in the future, but now it's time to face the final stage of grief. Acceptance. Welp, Steve from Minecraft is really in Smash Bros. Ultimate. This isn't a mod, or a meme, or a prank, or a leak, this is real. It really happened, for real, in real life. Well, in Smash Bros, but you know what I mean. I understand why a lot of people are upset about this, but honestly, with all of the best fan favorites getting added into the game, it honestly just felt like Steve was missing. I think with all the memes and jokes about Steve getting added over the years, we all secretly knew in the back of our minds that at some point he really would get added into the game. And now that we're finally here, whether you're happy about it or not, we might as well try to enjoy it, because like, what are we gonna do about it? Even if we don't play as Steve, other people still will, and there's no use getting mad every time you're queued with a Steve player, so we might as well just be happy Steve finally managed to mine his way into the Smash roster, and into our hearts. Steve, you're hurting me. Anyway, I'm one of the lucky people who actually happen to want Steve in Smash Bros on the low, so everything about this announcement is just hilarious to me. But I'm gonna go to the doctor because Steve really did some damage and I'm on my last heart.
I been following every